sure you bring your screen up on Discord. We need the screen in Discord. All right, welcome back, everybody. We apologize for some technical difficulties. As you can see, we're still getting ourselves straightened out up here. But to this point, let me get you a race recap here to get you up to speed. We're halfway through the race. We're working lap 36 of 70. While you were gone, we had a pit stop. And then other than that, it's just been absolutely feverish at the front. We've got a 7-car breakaway, 7 cars within 1 second. Right now, let's run through your top 10. It's Tyler Justice, Brendan McDonald, Rick Ravon, Brian Provo, Jamie Lipke, your top 5, Billy Sigmund, Samuel Joseph, Daryl Young, Corey Vaughn, and Bill Molfeld. Rounding out your top 10, James Molyneux, 1 lap down, with Ryson Baker and Andrew McGarrigle out of the race. So up to this point, it's just been nothing but leapfrog, but it's Tyler Justice at the point with Brendan McDonald just a couple car lengths behind as they work their way down towards the tunnel turn. Here comes McDonald to the inside.
Yeah, and while we were gone, I mean, we have seen so many switches in the leader now. It's been almost, it feels like it's been like 500 different people, but you know, it's just been probably about 5 or 6 lead changes now. It's been crazy to see the game of leapfrog that's being played here.
Everyone is timing their runs, trying to get that last run, the one that wins a race here with about 33 laps to go. Looking at Tyler Justice making a move to the inside. He's going to be clear by about 2 car lengths coming down towards the Long Pond straightaway. But here comes McDonald to the inside. He's going to have the run. What's he going to do? He's going to stay put. That's going to allow Rick Ravon and Brian Provo to close up. Here come the rest of the top 7 as they work their way through turn 2. Here comes McDonald to the inside, but that's just going to open the door for Rick Ravon to take second place away, and now Brendan McDonald's going to fade back. He's got Provo trying to make a move, but Provo's going to run the high side. Here comes McDonald now falling in line third place as they work their way down the long front stretch. Now you got Samuel Joseph diving to the inside. He wants to make it to the top 5. He's going to get it, working his way up towards maybe 4th. He's going to be side by side by Brian Provo. He's going to have the run. No, he's not. He's going to stall out, and he's going to fall behind as everyone else except him is in that slipstream. Samuel Joseph going to the back. As we're back up towards the front now, it's going to be Ravon trying to make a move on Tyler Justice, but that's going to be Brendan McDonald. Thought about a move to the inside, not going to do it. Here comes Ravon to the inside, timing the run. He's going to not have it coming off. It's going to be Tyler Justice by 3 car lengths.
Yeah, we saw it earlier there with Samuel Joseph. You know, he gets outside the draft, and then you just lose spots just almost instantaneously. You know, if you're out of that draft chain, you know, you can pretty much just kiss your position goodbye.
McDonald and Ravon side by side for second. Going to be Ravon by a nose. Now he is clear as they head down towards turn 2. Ravon going to run the high side. Going to give Tyler Justice a little bit of room, but now he's pulling right up towards him. Brendan McDonald right alongside. Going to take the inside line away from Justice as they go down into turn 3. Here comes McDonald all the way below the yellow line. He's going to pull up and he's going to get in front of Justice. Justice going to come down to the inside, but it's going to be McDonald who leads the lap. Justice now clear by 1 car length as they're heading down into turn 1. Now it's going to be Tyler Justice by 3 car lengths down the Long Pond straightaway. Here comes McDonald. He's going to close at an incredible rate, 220 miles per hour, right on the rear bumper. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Justice, McDonald, Ravon, Sigmund, and Provo. Here comes Sigmund to the inside. He's going to try and move on Ravon side by side all the way to the yellow line. He is not going to clear. Ravon's got the draft.
Yeah, I think a really important thing right now is just staying in that draft train right now. We saw with Joseph earlier, if you get out of that draft train, you just lose all your positions right there. It's really important to stay close to your guy, get that leapfrog, and then get right back in line.
Provo makes a move on Sigmund as they head down towards turn 2. It looks like he's going to clear. He's going to take fourth. And McDonald is sideways.
Caution.
He's
Yellow
sideways.
flag.
He's into the inside retaining wall. Caution is out. We'll have to take a look at the V-Speed instant replay. I think there may have been contact there. I'm not sure. Noah, what did you see?
Well, it was just like I was talking about earlier. You get those inside tires right into the below the yellow line, and your car is spinning with no control.
Have to take a look at it. Doesn't look like there's going to be contact. Did he just lose it? From that angle, it was hard to tell. All right, well, the wing's gone. Maybe he's lucky, and that's all he's got. He did hit the inside wall with the wing, so hopefully a quick stop doesn't have to get the fast repair. Looks like he just came up, yep, skirted the apron, and that's all it takes here at Pocono. And the tunnel turn claims another one.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's really important for these drivers to make sure they don't get those inside tires below that yellow line. We've seen with Bryson Baker in the early beginning of the race, and now we're seeing it now with Brendan McDonald. So I think it's really important to make sure you don't steer your car too close to that yellow line, or else it could be trouble.
Well, Tyler Justice going to lead the field behind the pace car here on lap 43 as we're working our way towards turn 2. Pit road is going to be open this time. I think we're going to have to see everybody pitted about 13 laps ago on that caution. It's going to be interesting to see here. I don't think anybody's good to this point. You know, so I don't know if it's worth pitting or not, but we're definitely going to see some people taking a chance here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a couple people go down here, and then I think the others are just going to maybe change a fuel map down, or a couple clicks or so. So we'll see about that. I'm not really sure how this fuel strategy is going to play out, as, I think everybody is going to go down.
Tyler Justice leading the entire field down pit road, 55 miles an hour. Pit limiter on, and you can see Rick Ravon right on the tail of Tyler Justice. Let's see who can get in the cleanest. James Molyneux taking your wave around. Let's see how the race off pit road goes. We see Rick Ravon already starting off. He looks like he's going to beat Tyler Justice off pit road. So your race leading pass right there conducted on pit road. We look, Ravon was in his box just a quarter of a second less, and that's all it took. Well, now that we've done that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the final 30-so laps of this race in the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series on V-Speed. Welcome back to Long Pond, Pennsylvania. Heck of a race so far. We apologize for the earlier technical difficulties, but we are back. Coming to 1 to go here. Single file restarts in the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Sport. Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series. So it's 1 to go. We're filing up single file. Rick Ravon going to lead them around here. Lap 46 it will be, and that means it's 25 laps to go. Noah, well, we've seen a little bit of everything so far. What do you anticipate the next 25 laps are going to be here?
I mean, I think there's just no telling right now. I think we've seen everything to this point, so I really don't know, to be honest with you. I know it's my job as an analyst to kind of figure it out, but I think it's kind of up in the air right now. I feel like anything and everything could happen right now. I think my eye is currently on Provo right now. I think he's been running pretty good so far. Currently third. I think Provo might have a good chance here. We can get a couple of good leapfrog going to start leading this race.
Well, wonderful insight as always, Noah. We're going to look forward to seeing if you're right. So we got a choice for Brian Provo here. Honestly, I think it's Rick Ravon versus the world with no Mario Jacob Ellis here tonight. I think this is Rick Ravon's playground. It looks like he's just kind of been setting people up and practicing for his last lap, last corner pass as the field working their way through turn 2 here. Lights are out on the pace car. We're getting ready to come back around to the extreme scoring restart zone. And, yeah, we'll have to see what happens. So looking at our race analysis so far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More than half the field has used their fast repair. So we're going to have to see if anybody babies their car. But only 3 of the top 5 cars still have a fast repair left. But here comes the iRacing pace car off pit road into the extreme scoring restart zone. Rick Ravon's going to lead them up through the gears, then down the straightaway. We're back underway at Pocono. "25 laps to go as we head down the Long Pond straightaway. Tyler Justice is going to make a move to the inside on Rick Ravon. Rick Ravon fades to the top, going to ride the low side of turn 2. Now he's going to look to the inside as they head down towards turn 3. But your pick, Noah, Brian and Provo in third, looking for the opportunity. He's not going to have it here as Rick Ravon's going to pull ahead, but here comes Tyler Justice to the inside. Ravon's going to lead the lap, but he's not going to lead the field down into turn 1. It's going to be Justice by a car length, but Provo up just half a car width. Trying to stay out of that arrow blocking everybody. Oh, and it looks like Josef off the pace a little bit. Looked like there was contact in turn 1. Everybody looks like they're okay and back up to speed, and it's going to be Rick Ravon to the inside. Provo trying to follow.
Yeah, and like you said earlier, you know, not a lot of people have their fast repairs left yet. We're still racing and dogfighting like there's unlimited fast repairs. I find it really surprising to see these drivers not really playing it carefully right now and just going full blazes right now.
It's a top 4 breakaway. It's going to be Justice, Ravon, Provo, and Lipke, and the caution is out. We'll have to see what happened. Looks like Daryl Young in the 4 car, kind of on the tail end off the back, has a meatball. Let's see what happened. Rewind a little bit. See what happened to him here. Looked like turn 3, and there was contact with Brennan McDonald, the 92, and that's going to, definitely loosen up that right front. He's going to have to go get some damage fixed here. He has not used his fast repair yet, so that might be your 8th car to do so. Caution number 4 here at Pocono.
Yeah, I don't think McDonald had any damage on that one. I think he'll be okay, but another fast repair gone, and you know, I think it's now you gotta start planning ahead and planning your moves like wisely. You know, one hit and you're out of the race. So I think it's kind of time to now start playing it carefully.
Well, tell that to the top 5 because they have not been doing it all night and they've been getting away with it. I guarantee you they don't have 20 more laps of that in them, but we'll see what happens as the pace car picks up the field on the Long Pond straightaway. While we have a second, we should talk about one of our sponsors, InVets. InVets aids in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their success and happiness. They are a veteran nonprofit in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work. And they also sponsor the InVets Grand National Series on Sunday, which is tomorrow by my calendar. So if you're a racer, get in that series tomorrow. And if you're not, make sure you're watching the same time, same place right here on V-Speed. Field working their way down turn 3. Everybody pitted 5 laps ago. Have to see what the strategy call is here. We're kind of right on the edge of the fuel window. Does everybody come and top off? Or are we going to make it work here, and we're committed to this strategy?
Yeah, I think it's time now. We're going to start seeing the strategy shine here. We're seeing a lot of close racing, but I think maybe 1 or 2 drivers are going to kind of pull back a little bit, maybe go a couple clicks down their engine map, and we'll see how this goes.
Well, Rick Ravon kind of did a number on Brian Provo. Provo, one of the only cars up front that's going to stay out and see and live with what he's got. Everybody else is going to come down and take a splash as they start to hit their pit stalls. Let's see the times here. Looking like fuel only for a couple of them. Rick Ravon looks like he just has a splash of gas. Same for Tyler Justice. So your leader's taking a couple seconds of fuel, trying to stuff it all the way full to try to get them to the end of the race here. We'll have to see how that strategy plays out for Brian Provo. As now your top 3 are going to be Brian Provo, James Molyneux, Brennan McDonald with 4th place, Rick Ravon, your first bidder.
Yeah, definitely got a bit of a shakeup here in our standings. This, I think, is going to get really interesting soon. I think Rick will probably make easy pickings and probably move back up to the front, but we'll see how Provo responds to that.
Well, they only had about 6 laps on their tires, but if you go back to about 8th place, Samuel Yosef and Jamie Libke, looks like they took tires. So let's see if that pays off here in the closing laps. I'm not quite sure, but only one way to find out, and that's to run the race. We got 20 to go here at the line. Going to be 1 to go this time. It's going to be a 19-lap shootout here at Pocono Raceway. It's been a doozy so far, and I think we're just getting started. The pace car is going to come across the restart zone, come across the start-finish line, and the flag man will give the 1 to go signal here. 19 laps when they take the green. You can see the capacity crowd of about 75,000 on that front straightaway, getting every dollar's worth of what they paid for today. Let's just take a quick run through your field right now. It's the 0-8 of Brian Provo leading, James Molyneux in second. Those are the 2 people that stayed out. Rick Ravon, Tyler Justice, Billy Sigmund, Corey Vaughn, Samuel Yosef, your top 7. Jamie Lipke in the 16 running 8th. Bill Mulfeld in the 911 is 9th. Brennan McDonald got cycled all the way back to 10th when he pitted the second time around. And that's going to give him an EOL. And so he pitted, it looks like he pitted under a closed pits, sent him to the back. You also have Daryl Young in the back as well. So 11 cars still racing. I have to see how this ends up. See the field making their way through the tunnel turn. 75 miles an hour. Well, Noah, you had Brian Provo. Now he's leading the race. What do you think is going to happen here in the last 19 laps?
I don't think Provo will be in the lead for too long. I'm really curious. I'm also kind of curious to see how this tire strategy is going to work out. I wasn't really thinking about tires. I've noticed I have seen a couple of drivers losing a little bit of grip going into the tunnel turn. So I am curious to see if those drivers that did get tires are going to move up the field a little bit. So let's see.
As we work our way into the extreme scoring restart zone, it's going to be Brian Provo pulling away. It's time to settle it here at Pocono. Working our way towards the Long Pond straightaway. It's going to be Brian Provo and James Molyneux, but it's Rick Ravon quickly to the inside. dicing up James Molyneux and looking instantly to the inside of Brian Provo. He's going to take the lead with authority out of 2. Here comes Provo back to the outside. He's going to cut down. No, he's not. But here come Molyneux and Justice running the high side. Justice has got a car like, oh, he has to swerve out of the way from Molyneux. Now he's stuck. Ravon's going to lead the lap. He's got Provo behind. Oh, it looks like there's contact. And they rip off the front wing of Justice. Tyler Justice like way off the pace. He's lost his front wing. You can see it just dangling. That's going to allow Rick Ravon, with all of the craziness going on, to be out 5 car lengths on Brian Provo, heading down to turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like Molyneux just gave kind of a bad block there. I think he got a little bit surprised that Justice was there right behind him with the run. I think he just kind of misjudged it and gave a bad block there. That's going to be a huge loss there for Tyler Justice.
Well, remember, James Molyneux did not pit on the last caution. He's got 6-lap older tires. I got to wonder if he just got a little bit tight and ran up. But it doesn't matter now. That's Tyler Justice's possible race. He's going to need a caution. He's going to need it now. As Rick Ravon continues to lead out of turn number 1, he's got a 4-car length advantage on Brian Provo. Then it's James Molyneux, Billy Sigmund, Corey Vaughn, your top 5. But it's really just the top 4. Provo looking to the outside. Molyneux just tight everywhere he goes. He's going to get down and out of the way. That's going to allow Billy Sigmund to try to get up to 3rd place. Molyneux's going to run the high side, and that's going to allow Jamie Lipke up into 4th. Molyneux bleeding spots on an alternate strategy.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Justice is coming out of the pits now.
Justice wasted no time, did not take repairs, took the fast repair, got in, got out, but he's still going to lead the lap. He tries. Oh, and he puts Lipke in a bad spot. Now he's off the pace again. Lipke, almost losing the pack there. That's going to be 3, and we're under caution. Take a look at this rejoin by Justice. You can see 1, 2, 3. Going to try to find the gap and going to find his way right up. Oh, Jamie did well, but I don't know about well enough. And that leaves Tyler Justice riding the wall.
Yeah, I mean, that just shows right there, you know, just even the littlest of taps in your cars is going sideways.
Well, now it's lap 56, 15 to go, and we're going to run this one behind the pace car. Billy Sigmund. Well, I thought he was trying to lead a lap there, but that's, yeah, as we thought, it's Rick Ravon. Currently scored as your leader. Brian Provo in 2nd. Billy Sigmund, yes, in 3rd. So Jamie Lipke running 4th. Hopefully, hard to tell if she has any damage. Looks no worse for the wear. Excellent fighter pilot maneuver to save the race there. She's used her fast repair up. She cannot afford for that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this puts Jamie Lipke in a really nice spot. I think around 4th or 5th is a good spot right now. You know, you get a couple leapfrogs going, you're up there in 1st and 2nd.
Well, credit to her. She battled back all night. Was a lap down very early into this race. But here she is with a shot at the win. Can she be there when everybody else is making their own mistakes and distracted by the person beside them?
I do also want to note, Lipke did win at Chicagoland, another oval. Jamie's kind of, pretty good at these ovals. She could be tonight's winner if she can pull a couple strings.
Well, she's very smart with her fuel, but I think that strategy is just about out the window for now. We'll have to see. I think everybody's probably good on gas. Track position in such a small field may not matter as you see Brian Provo coming down. And here comes Rick Ravon. He's going to be the only one to pit. Oh, my goodness. Well, we have unlimited tires in this race, so Rick Ravon not in a rush all of a sudden. Might be taking some fresh rubber to finish out this race.
Yeah, definitely an interesting strategy here. I'm not sure if I would have made the same decision, but hey, Rick is an expert when it comes to this. Looks like he is getting those tires. But yeah, Rick knows a lot more about these Indy cars than probably anybody else. So any call that Rick makes, I think is a good call.
Well, Rick Ravon's going to come off of pit road with all the gas and all the tires he needs, and he's only in 7th. So again, with the attrition we've had, we only have 10 cars on track right now. That was the worst he was going to be, and he's going to have enough time to slice and dice his way through the field. We've seen him do it all night.
Absolutely. I mean, I really do think this could be anybody's race. I mean, anything and everything has been happening. We've seen so many leapfrogs to the front just to be overtaken by the guy behind. I mean, really anything can happen. I still think I kind of am leaning towards maybe a Rick victory here, but I still think anybody can win this.
Well, one of the surprises on this pit cycle here was James Molyneux, who's currently being scored 4th. I thought after running so tight that he was going to maybe pit and get some new rubber, but hey, while we're at it, let's talk about the Goat Locker Racing web store. It launched a couple months ago, and if you need all the Goat Locker Racing swag in the world, well, they've got it there. So go to goatlockerracing.org. There'll be a link. Also, if you got your smartphone out right now and watching this on TV, go ahead and scan that QR code right there. Noah, you wearing your Goat Locker Racing swag right now?
Unfortunately, I am not wearing it today. I just put it in the wash, but I will say they have super comfortable t-shirts. I love wearing my Goat Locker t-shirt because of just how comfortable and really comfy it is.
Well, you're terrible at advertising. You're supposed to say, of course I'm wearing it. I'm wearing everything.
I'm being honest. I'm just being honest, okay? I'm being honest.
All right, well, don't let the truth get in the way of good advertising. I'm actually wearing my Goat Locker hoodie right now, so I'm actually sweating my butt off here trying to call this race. It's been an absolute thriller here as we're going to have 12 to go when we come around next time to take the green flag. Lights out on the pace car going through turn 1. Brian Provo is going to lead him down. Does he have enough in the tank, literally and figuratively, to get this thing done here at Pocono? Well, it's about time to find out here, as we're making the long trip around the tricky triangle here. Anything you want to talk about here as we enter the last dozen laps?
Yeah, I think it's really important right now to just kind of, I think it's really important if you're maybe like 4th, 5th, 6th, I would just kind of lay back a tiny bit, kind of let the action unfold in front of you. I think we're probably going to see some contact here coming a little soon. So I think it's important you kind of stay back a little bit, let the wreck happen, just go around it, and I think you'll be in a good spot to win.
Well, patience makes for terrible television, and we're not going to have any of that here. I'm sure this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out thriller for the last dozen laps. I don't know. Have we seen our last caution? Noah, you still with me, bud?
I am still with you. I was just thinking on it. I think we might have 1 or 2 more. I don't think we've finished them just yet. I think we're probably going to see... I think probably just 1 more. I think 1 more might be your ticket.
All right. Well, Justice, Baker, and McGarrigle, your piles of scrap fiberglass and carbon fiber in the back. Let's see if we can add to it as Brian Provo leads them into the extreme scoring restart zone. He's going to get away real nice. Everybody's going to bunch up behind him. It's going to be Provo and Sigmund with Lipke behind the top 3 as they head down towards turn 1. Brian Provo has the lead by 3 car lengths, but has Billy Sigmund and Jamie Lipke. Lipke's going to make a power move to the inside.
What a run.
Great slingshot down the long pond straightaway into turn 2. She's clear by 3 car lengths. Oh, we have something going on in the back. 3 cars in the wall. That's going to bring out a caution. Oh, it's James Molyneux and Corey Vaughn, I think. Oh, those cars are wrecked. We are, well, like I said, we're definitely heading to the scrap pile now. Let's take a look on the V-Speed Instant Replay. It looks like...
It looks like it was the inside tires below the yellow line for the 3rd time today.
All right, well, let's take a look as we go into turn 2. Yep, and that's all it was. And poor Corey Vaughn was just along for the ride. Almost ended up in Ontario with that jump, but... All right, well, there's going to be 2 more cars down because both of those cars have used their fast repairs. So now we're looking at an 8-car field. That kind of opens us up here. Is somebody going to come down for tires and try to just slingshot their way around the field here in the last couple laps?
I think it's entirely possible. I would probably make that call. I would say take some fresh rubber here to get this final stint going.
Well, this didn't last long, but in the process, Rick Ravon made up 2 spots conveniently by 2 junked cars in front of him. Molyneux's made it to the pits. I don't know if he's going to get it repaired. Corey Vaughn had to take the tow. So I think his race is probably done for sure. Have to take a look here. Pit road's going to be open this time. Will there be any takers? As we're entering 10 to go at the stripe.
Well, we know for sure that Rick probably won't go down pit road because he took fresh rubber last caution. So I don't think he'll be in pit road, but I'm really curious to see what these front 4 drivers will do.
Well, your leader now is Jamie Lipke, who's in front of Brian Provo on that aggressive move out of 2. No takers. Well, looks like Samuel Joseph's going to come get some rubber. He might be the only one, though. All right, so Samuel Joseph, your only pit road taker, that's going to shuffle him back to about 8th or so. Otherwise, the field will give you a quick rundown. It's going to be Jamie Lipke in the 16 car running first. Brian Provo, who's on a 6-lap older tires than Lipke and Sigmund. In front of Sigmund still, who's in 3rd. Darrell Young, Rick Ravon, Brendan McDonald, Bill Molfeld, all 4 laps on their tires. They took the last pit stop on the last caution. And Samuel Joseph, who just took fresh rubber, now sitting in 8th. Everybody else a lap down and off the track at the moment. It doesn't look like James Molyneux's going to get it repaired. He is done for the night. Corey Vaughn still towing. Looks like he is also going to be done. He's going to join Tyler Justice, Ryzen Baker, and Andrew McGarrigle. Is now, well, about darn near half this field's gone already. So going to be a reduced crowd here for the last 8 or so laps. All right, Noah, you're sitting in the bag. You're sitting in 5th place as Rick Ravon. You got fresher tires than most of the people in front of you. Is Brian Provo still your pick, or do you want to change it?
I think I'm going to make a slight adjustment to that. Okay, here's my take. I think that Darrell Young is going to be your winner tonight, and here is why. He is in 4th place right now. I think with a good leapfrog or 2, he can get up to that maybe 2nd spot. I think Rick's going to come back right behind him, and I think Darrell's going to make the move. He's going to make the last leapfrog, and he's going to win it all.
All right, well, it's time to find out. Race control shortened the caution by a lap. Pace car is going to duck on off right here, and Jamie Lipke, she's going to lead him down the field through the extreme score restart zone. She's away. Nine laps to go as they're through turn 1 down the Long Pond straightaway. Jamie Lipke's going to try to break that draft. She's not going to be successful. Provo and Sigmund are going to close. Are they going to make a move? Here comes Provo to the inside through the tunnel turn number 2. Going to clear Lipke. Lipke going to stay put for now. Will she look to the inside? No, it's going to be Sigmund to the inside. Going to try to take 2nd. They're side by side coming off of 3. Rick Ravon now in 4th. Going to get up to the high side on the wall. Going to try to follow Jamie Lipke past Billy Sigmund. Billy Sigmund going to cycle back to 4th, but they're side by side going into 1. Provo still leading. Sigmund in front, but Lipke's going to have the run. No, Sigmund's going to shut the door. Lipke's going to dive to the inside. Is Rick Ravon going to follow anybody? Looks like he's going to stay behind Billy Sigmund. It's going to be Jamie Lipke into the front. Looks like there's contact below the yellow line. That's going to bunch him up there. That's going to allow Rick Ravon to get a run. He's going to take Brendan McDonald with him. They're going to be 2nd and 3rd. They're 3 wide. Coming out of turn number 3, Rick Ravon to the lead.
And I think that was a masterclass move right there by Rick. I mean, he literally just weaved through the entire field to get up there.
Provo's not done yet. He's inched ahead as they turn into turn number 1. Billy Sigmund's going to follow him to the bottom. He's going to wash up. That's going to force Rick Ravon to have to lift a little bit and get out of the way. Rick Ravon still has the run coming down the Long Pond straightaway. Going to take the inside line on Brian Provo. Here they come into turn 2. Daryl Young back in the mix after being gone. There's going to be contact, and that's going to send. Oh, that's going to send Billy.
Oh,
Sigmund into
no.
the caution is out. Let's take a look at the V-Speed Instant Replay and see what happened as we catch our breath here. I'm not quite sure what happened. Did somebody wash up? Looks like he just had some understeer. Couldn't really tell from that angle. Let's try another one. And it might have been a little help there, but either way, I think his night is done. And even if it's not, he's probably not going to have a shot at the win here. Field picks up the pace car out of turn number 1. It's going to be Rick Ravon in the lead with Brian Povo right behind him. So now, Noah, we're looking at a very short shootout. You called it. You said there's going to be 1 or 2 cautions. We may still have not seen our last one. We might be using our green-white checker attempts. We have shortened this caution, though. We're going to be 1 lap to go, or excuse me, we're coming to the green this time. The caution car has its lights off. Rick Ravon's going to bring him down, and there's going to be 5 laps to go here at Pocono.
And I am really curious to see, if we do have a green-white checker, I wonder if these drivers do have enough fuel to do those green-white checker laps or not. I'm really curious to see that.
All right, Wes, we're working our way down and towards turn 3. Quick recap: Rick Ravon, Brian Provo, Daryl Young, Brendan McDonald, Jamie Lipke, your top 5. Samuel Yosef and Bill Mulfeld still in it. 7 cars on the track, all with a chance to win it here. There's going to be 5 laps to go as we come to the extreme scoring restart zone. Pace car is off. Here comes Brendan McDonald. Oh, I'm sorry. They shortened the caution, but we're not coming to green. All that to do for nothing. I guess we still had to get everybody a shot to pit. So I guess they delayed the caution, and yep, sorry, folks. Looks like we're going to get our pit cycle here. That's going to allow Billy Sigmund to come down and get his repair. He has not taken his fast repair yet, so now he has, and he will be in 8th place on the tail end of the lead lap with a shot to win it, almost as good as anybody else. Hopefully he took tires while he was down there.
Yeah, I believe he did take tires, so that's definitely a huge advantage with fresh rubber there. Really curious to see how that might affect it.
Well, if we're looking at our tire age here, we got Rick Ravon on 9-lap tires, but a few of those under caution. Brian Provo, the oldest tires out there, 22 laps. Again, several of those under caution, but significantly older. And then Daryl Young, Brendan McDonald on 9-lap tires, Jamie Lipke on 16. That's your top 5. All right. Well, we've heard from race control. It looks like we are attempting to come to the flag this time, and it's going to be 4 laps to go at the line. So as we make our approach down to turn 3, any final thoughts, Noah?
I think just shake and bake right now.
Do we have that in IndyCar here in the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Pace car coming around the whole field, comes around turn 3. 4 laps to go at the line. Let's see what kind of jump Rick Ravon's going to get on the field as they approach the extreme scoring restart zone. Oh, he delays. The green flag's back in the air, and he's going to go straight to the bottom and try to break the draft on everybody else, but they're going to work together. They're going to start catching them as they head down towards turn 1. They're side by side, Provo and Young going into 1. Provo's going to clear for second as they head down the Long Pond straightaway. You see Rick Ravon trying to break the draft, but it's not going to work. Here come Provo and Young to the top. It's going to be 3 wide, heading down into turn 2. Rick Ravon's got the edge. He's going to bring Brian Provo with him. Provo is going to work his way to the inside. Here comes Young to the high side. It's going to be 3 wide as they approach turn number 3. McDonald and Lipke in 4th and 5th. Just watching this 3 wide shootout. 3 laps to go at the line. Ravon still leading. Here comes Young to the high side. Ooh, Provo almost went up into him. Wasn't quite clear. It's going to be Rick Ravon to the inside. Young right behind him. Young and Provo coming down the Long Pond straightaway, working together. They're faster than Ravon, 220 miles an hour. Ravon's still going to have the advantage going through turn 2. Young riding up a couple of lanes. Ravon still trying to break that draft, but hasn't really mattered quite yet. He's just clear on Young, but here comes Young, is going to take to the high side, and at the line, there's going to be 2 to go, and now they're 3 wide, heading into 1. Provo trying to get the lead back.
Is this who could be the last leapfrog here? My prediction is looking pretty good right now.
As they head down the Long Pond straightaway, here comes Daryl Young on the outside. He's got Brian Provo help, Brendan McDonald behind. It's 3-on-1, but Rick Ravon still holding strong. He's going to have the advantage coming out of 2. Here comes Brendan McDonald to the top. He wants second place. Now he wants the lead. 3 wide through turn 3. Rick Ravon's going to pull ahead and have the advantage, but Brendan McDonald's going to be side by side for the lead. 1 lap to go, presented by Glove Station. Brendan McDonald on the top. Rick Ravon. Does anybody have anything for Rick Ravon? You see Brian Provo to the inside. There's going to be contact. That's going to take McDonald and Young out of it. Lipke misses. She's in the middle. It's going to be Ravon and Provo. Ravon headed down the Long Pond straightaway for the final time. He's got a 6-car length advantage. Out of turn 2, he's cleaned by 4 car lengths, but here comes Brian Provo, Samuel Yosef, now up into 3rd. He's going to be too far back to matter. Here comes Brian Provo. I don't think he's going to have the run. He's a little bit faster, but here he comes to the inside, and at the line, it's going to be Rick Ravon at Pocono.
What a finish.
Well, that was a very crazy last lap. We're going to take a look and see what happened earlier on the V-Speed Instant Replay. Take a look and let's see. I don't know if Brennan just lost it or what.
I think he got into Provo.
I don't think that's the right replay. I think that was earlier in the race. I think that's Tyler Justice, but that's all right. Well, we're going to have our interviews with the podium finishers here after this commercial break. You've just been watching the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series by Goat Locker Racing right here on V-Speed. We'll be right back.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
Well, welcome back, everybody. What a race we had tonight, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, we saw action pretty much the whole race. I'm really feeling kind of bad that the stream kind of went down for a bit there, so we couldn't see the action-packed racing that was happening the entire race tonight. Full of wrecks, full of passes, full of amazing moves. I think we seen it all tonight.
Well, as you can see up there on our crawler, we had 8 cautions with 24 lead changes. It felt like somebody was, passing for the lead every time. Let's take a look at your unofficial results here. There's always something under review here, but let's take a look at what they are right now. Rick Ravon, your winner. Brian Provo, less than 2/10 behind. Samuel Yosef finishing third after kind of just hanging back and being the benefactor of a lot of chaos. Billy Sigmund is going to come up fourth, with Jamie Lipke rounding out your top 5. Brennan McDonald, Bill Mulfeld, Daryl Young, James Molyneux, your race finishers. Top 10 is going to be Corey Vaughn, the first car to James Molyneux, Corey Vaughn were your first cars out. All right, and then from there, we're Tyler Justice in 11th, Ryzen Baker 12th, and Andrew McGarrickle finishing 13th tonight. Well, while we're at it, talking about race-winning moves, let's talk to our winner tonight, Rick Ravon. Rick, you led 26 laps. Seemed like you were just setting everybody up all night. When you were, going down approaching turn 3, it looked like you were just setting everybody up to practice for the last lap. That ended up being the case. How'd you get it done tonight?
Mr. Smith, you are so smart. You read between the lines. You always have. It's just, it's just a matter of being patient in a race like this. You can't run away from anybody. So it's just a matter of positioning. And, when we got the green, I think there was 4 laps to go. It was time to get a little bit defensive, a little aggressive. I thought somebody was going to roll by me on the outside, but it didn't happen. And we were just able to, stick it down on that inside line. There was plenty of grip out there. And just happy it all worked out. Had a lot of yellows, though, tonight. Surprise.
Well, you made the most of them. You made that strategy call with about 15 or so laps to go. Get some fresh tires in front of everybody else. A couple of them had to give up some track position later to follow suit, but you made it work. How'd you get it? Excuse me. And who do you have to thank for getting you here to Victory Lane tonight?
Well, I'd like to thank Lincoln Tech, great sponsor of this league. Save 22, of course. The Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, great organization. God bless them. And all the drivers that showed up tonight. You guys, of course, up there in the booth. The organizers of Goat Locker Racing. I want to thank my wife, who just flew out to Florida to see her family. Going to miss her for she had to go for a solid week, of course, right? Couldn't have been for a weekend. No, whole week I got to be without her. I love her with all my heart. I hope you're watching, honey. And my kids, Mila, Mercedes, Zoe. I love you guys. And the Lord Jesus, of course, for dying on the cross for me and for everybody that'll believe in him. Thank you, guys.
All right, well, that's Rick Ravon, tonight's winner. Noah Hogard, yeah, I think you're down on pit lane with our second place finisher.
Yep, I got Brian up here. Brian, do you got a copy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Brian? I gotta be honest with you, man. Kind of a little bit of a weird night for you. I feel like you're kind of tossed around everywhere tonight, but I think you kept it really close. Any strategy kind of going into this?
First strategy, I would say, that track eats up fuel, so try to save as much fuel, and then this caution just coming out, so just kind of track condition, just stay up front so you don't have to fight through the field and hope you don't get caught up in a wreck. Wait till the last couple laps, and unfortunate there, like at the end, just barely tangled up with I think Brennan there. So, but yeah, it was fun. But overall, the strategy, just kind of get up front and stay up front for that track, save fuel the whole time.
Yeah, definitely. And Brian, you got anyone to thank for this second place finish here?
Yeah, Jam Printing and Promotions. Obviously, Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the IndyCar series for us for Goat Locker, V Speed. You guys in the booth, just hanging out with us for a little bit longer than normal tonight. And then obviously Cruising Classics out in Ohio, Alexander PCs, and GTR Simulators.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. And great finish tonight for you, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, I'm here with our third place finisher, Samuel Joseph. Samuel, well, we didn't see you at the very, very front pretty much at all tonight, but somehow you're on the bottom step of the podium when it's all said and done. What was the strategy there on that last green flag run, and how'd you get it done?
Yeah, we second to last caution, I went in and got fresh tires. I just knew that if I had fresh tires, I could at least push the corners a little bit more than others that hadn't stayed out. So kind of worked out, but unfortunate with that last lap wreck. Just I got lucky and was able to fly under, even though somebody went mock Jesus over somebody. So good race. Always fun to race at Pocono, and always fun to race with these guys and girls.
Well, a really solid finish tonight's going to bump you up into 5th in the championship standings. Who do you have to thank for getting you here tonight?
Yeah, iRacing, MK Fire Design, Stem Motion, Harpoon Designs. Love them over at Harpoon Designs. Zach Graphics and Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the series. And I'm going to give a quick shout out to Charles Abert for forcing me to do race control behind the wheel tonight. I know it was one of his grandkids' birthdays, so Charles, I'm gonna get you back next week, but appreciate you.
All right, that's Samuel Joseph, your third place finisher. As I bring in Noah Hogard here, as we're about to close out the show. Noah, let's take a look at the remainder of the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series calendar here. 6 races down and 9 to go. We're going to be at Watkins Glen next week. Any predictions here?
Well, it kind of depends on who shows up, I think. I think if Rick would show up to Watkins Glen, I think Rick might win it. But in the crazy scenario that Rick does not make it, I do think I'm going to put Daryl Young into the mix. I think he had a good run tonight on the oval. I think it might translate well to Watkins Glen, so we'll see.
Well, Daryl Young does have a nice run tonight. That's going to put him up into 8th place in points at the moment. Jamie Libke, another mover, leapfrogs Wesley Burke, who did not show up tonight. So got some drop race math to do in there somewhere, but as of right now, Jamie Libke's sitting 3rd in points right behind Brian Provo. And Brian Provo only 24 points behind Mario Jacobellis. So once again, I'm Corey Smith with Skylar Daly down in the truck. Noah Hogard here alongside me. You've been watching the Lincoln Tech IndyCar Series by Goat Locker Racing, presented on V Speed. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.
Bye-bye.